Robinson will jump ball, and the first tip will be taken, and Malachi Dooley will get things underway here on a Sunday afternoon. Win or go home for the season for both teams. And Millsaps going to start out, looks like in a man-to-man defense with some trapping principles. Dylan Pumpion's going to get a corner three and knock it in and take the lid off the basket for the first shot for Oglethorpe. Oglethorpe going to start man-to-man. Millsaps wearing the black with the numbers trimmed in black, purple, and white. Oglethorpe in their white home jerseys. Ball going underneath right now to Oglethorpe. It's going to back in and have that stripped away. And we're going to have a jump ball situation, and that's going to stay Millsaps ball with the possession arrow going one way or the other. Oglethorpe team very much into it so far. Matchup to watch underneath. 32, Drew Roth at 6'5", being guarded by Perry Robinson. Oglethorpe going to zone it out of bounds, and it's going to be knocked off of Robinson. Size advantage a little bit for the majors. Bigger front line with 6'7" and 6'5". Ball going to be inbounded. Pull-up jumper there by Roth, going to come up short, and Robinson grabs his first rebound of the game, and we're heading back the other direction. Seen a little bit more of this out of Perry Robinson, bringing the ball down, playing some in the high post. He's going to take a foul line jumper, and that one's up and good, and a 5-0 start for the Stormy Petrels. Lumar going to bring it into the front court. Govla with it right now. He's going to swing it back over to the key area. 22 coming off the down screen, TJ Hogan. He's going to drive it into the painted area. Turnaround jumper, pull up, and that's going to rattle around and good for Hogan. Hogan, a good job there getting down in the painted area against Pumpian, and then found a nice 15-foot turnaround, which he gets the friendly bounce and breaks the seal for the majors. 5-2, 18-20 to go here in the first half. Dooley going to drive in, kick it to Uzigbo. Uba's three going to rattle around and good. And an 8-2 kick early for Oglethorpe. Stormy Petrels, when they hit threes, are a dangerous ball club, and they're 2 for 2 on them so far, and that's going to be a turnover taken by Uzigbo, and Uba's going to double dribble. He went to pass it to Dooley, and you had Lumar run right in front, 6-foot sophomore guard out of Hahnville, Louisiana, Hahnville High School. Lumar got right in the way of Uzigbo, and when he did that, Uba came up with the double dribble. Lumar on the year, as I mentioned, their leading scorer, 12.8 points a game, shoots it at 39.5% from downtown on 73 attempts. So you want to keep track of number 10. He's got a pull-up jumper, and he's going to be fouled. He's going to be fouled by Malachi Dooley on the pull-up. Malachi thought he got all ball. Emphatic with the officials that he got all ball, but I think he got the wrist area as well. And Lumar now going to head to the line for for two. Lumar shoots free throws at about 72%, 52 of 72 on the season. First free throw up, and that's going to rattle around and in. So a couple of friendly bounces for both teams. Shots going down early on. Second free throw for Lumar. That one's going to be up and off the back rim, and Pumpian flies in for the rebound. Zigbo thought about a three, going to get it to James. And if you see Millsaps doubling, they basically have two defenders around Perry Robinson. And second is going to be up and good. Pumpian fired up after he bangs that one in. He's barking at everybody. I don't think I've seen that much emotion out of Pumpian all season long. Ugovla with a jump hook. That's going to be off the mark and no good. And a fired up Stormy Petrel bench early on with an 11-3 lead. Clock's still running over on the side. They need to grab that. So to see if the officials catch this one because the clock's man. They caught it now at 16:58. Probably going to add about 4 or 5 more seconds to the clock. early substitution for Millsaps. Have a number 11 check in. And I'm going to be honest, I don't have a number 11 on either their scorecard. And we're going to get an offensive foul called on Dylan Pumpian coming with the down screen. I'm looking, there is no number 11. I'm going to assume that's number 13, Dakota Gasca. I could be wrong. 5'10", sophomore point guard out of West Lafayette, Louisiana. Try to get clarification. 3-ball up, going to be no good, and a Zigbo skies for the rebound. I'm going to try to get clarification on who number 11 is. No 11 listed. And we're going to get a blocking foul, and they're going to count the basket. That was sort of the NBA continuation for Perry Robinson. Basket going to count to make it 13-3. Subbing in now for the first time is going to be Jackson Kemp. Kemp going to come in for a Zigbo. Millsaps head coach Michael Prather trying to figure out how that one was going to be an and one. Now that works on Sundays when the Hawks are playing. In college basketball, typically you don't get that continuation. But Robinson's going to get. Get this one down low, jump hook up and good. As I mentioned, Drew Roth is a handful under there. He puts in his first jumper, the nice jump hook. 6'5" out of Monterey, California. They have him listed at 195. He looks a lot more put together than 195. 3-ball for James, way off the mark, and that's going to go off of Perry Robinson and out of bounds. We'll get a timeout on the floor. 15:58 to go here in the first half. Oglethorpe with an early 14-5 lead on Millsaps. We'll pause and come back for SAA Conference Championship play here on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. Here on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. 14-5 the score. I have gotten clarification. Number 11 is actually Devin Harris, 6-foot freshman guard out of New Orleans, Holy Cross School in New Orleans. Normally number 1. Devin averages about 6 points a game for the majors. They're going to look right under the Roth. Backdoor cut action, gets a wide open 3. That's going to be off the mark and no good. And Kemp skies for the rebound. And he's going to be fouled underneath by Harris. Harris battling for the rebound, but Kemp able to sky up there. Jackson comes down with the rebound. His brother Mason will get in as well. If they didn't have numbers on, I'd have no idea. 2 years of being here at Oglethorpe, I still can't tell them apart. And that's usually what happens when they're twins. Pumpian off to a good start. That almost is stolen. Really good defense out top by Lumar. Kemp going to drive in with the left hand, using the body and off the window and good. Oglethorpe off to a 16-5 lead early on here in SAA quarterfinal play. We'll try to keep you updated on what's going on with the women's game. As women's action is going on. 3-ball up. That's going to be off the mark. No, and is going to have number 10 come off of the chest of Kemp. Subbing in now is going to be number 13, Dakota Gaska, 5'10" sophomore point guard out of West Monroe, Louisiana. Gaska on the year, third leading scorer at 7.8 points a game. Going to look underneath. James goes up in the air, does not foul, and the layup good this time for Rodney Phillips. Phillips a load underneath, 6'3", 245 pounds, Marrero, Louisiana, Archbishop High School. Robinson in to Pumpian. Pumpian's three going to come up short, and the rebound snatched by Gaska, and Millsaps heading back the other way. Phillips up top like a steamroller coming downhill. Misses that one off the back rim, and Dooley flying the other way. Pumpian corner three. That's going to be off the mark and no good. Dillon got off to a good start and has missed his last two. But Oglethorpe up 16-7. Gaska crossover. Finds Harris coming off the down screen. They're looking under to Phillips. Phillips has carved out some room and just misses a bunny. Had that one for a layup and left it short. Dooley from downtown. Malachi no good. Now 3 threes in a row for Oglethorpe off the mark. And Millsaps, their head coach, Coach Prather, telling them, slow it down. Millsaps going to want to grind the game a little more. Oglethorpe wants to play a little more up and down. Gaska with the blow by and uses the window. Really good job there by Dakota using the screen. And it's 16-9. Oglethorpe's last three shots have all been threes, have all been off the mark. And Millsaps has taken advantage. Pumpian head fakes. Now going to shoot a long runner off the window. James grabs the offensive rebound, but has that putback attempt go off and long. And heading the other way is going to be Hogan. That kind of wild shot off the mark, and Robinson skies for the rebound. Dooley going to go in and try to jam it and have that one just slide out. Pumpian, another runner, no good. And we're going to get an offensive foul called. Dooley tried to sky for the one-handed jam. Thought he got fouled underneath when he went for it. Arguing with the official, but no call. And the ball going to head back the other way. For the Oglethorpe parents that are keeping up with the women's game, girls are currently trailing 45-44 in quarterfinal play against Center. Camaria Rivera leading the way with 20. Jessica Tanos with 10. And the men right now with a 16-9 lead. A Zigbo now in to deal with Phillips. Different type of matchup here. Uba quick enough, but Phillips probably has the power advantage, which very rare you see that against Uba, somebody who might be stronger. Phillips, when he sets a screen, my goodness. Jump shot off the mark and no good for Lumar. Phillips set a screen on Dooley. A Zigbo driving in and off the window and good. Uba looking healthy for the first time in about 2 months. 3-ball up, and that's going to be butter. Dakota Gaska from downtown, and he drills it, and it's now an 18-12 game. Uba driving in, tried to get it underneath the Robinson, did not. Loose ball going to be taken the other way, layup up and good for Cameron Lumar. Lumar comes flying in, and Millsaps, the closest they've been since the first minute and a half of this game. Robinson going to come up top and take it. Both Kemp brothers in now. Little runner in the lane, no good that time. And not understanding why we're going to get a timeout. There was no timeout called, but we're going to get the media timeout. The under 12 media timeout, 10:59 to go. Oglethorpe in front, 18-14 on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. Here in the Duro Fieldhouse Pinholster Court, quarterfinal action of the SAA Conference Tournament. Oglethorpe 18-14 lead over Millsaps. Oglethorpe jumped out to a 14-3 lead, but it's now been an 11-5 kick for Millsaps, who is coming back. They try to get it down low to Phillips. That was poked away by a Zigbo. Again, Uba pawing at Rodney Phillips. Phillips now going to get him inside speed. And now we get a car crash at just about center court. Hope both players are okay. Kemp goes down. Phillips goes down. Looks like everybody's going to be okay. Jackson up, kind of head down. Phillips going to jog to the bench. Substitution coming in. TJ Hogan going to come back in. 6'1" senior out of Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Marcus Sarian now to run point for Oglethorpe. Kemp going to drive in, and he's going to get fouled at the basket. Might have got away with one at the top of the key. Foul going to be on number 22. That's TJ Hogan. And Mason Kemp now going to head to the line. The chance to shoot a couple of free throws. First free throw up and good. Pretty even match start right now. Oglethorpe shooting it at 43.5% from the floor. Millsaps at 40%. Difference right now, the Stormy Petrels have hit 3 threes, only one so far for the majors. It looks like Oglethorpe going to stick man-to-man. They are. We're going to look underneath to Roth. Kemp, Robinson, and not going to be enough as Drew Roth just carved out size and got that little jump hook to go. Oglethorpe was pawing at it down at the ground and just could not get it away from big number 32. Kemp coming off the down screen, and that three is going to be up and no good. Asari skying from his point guard position, and Robinson is begging for the ball underneath. Asari going to drive in. A Zigbo thinks about it. Asari now from the top of the key. That three going to be no good and off the mark, and it's going to stay Oglethorpe way. I apologize. It's Aaron Urson underneath number 32. Drew Roth is 33. So Urson, 6'7", 215 out of New Orleans is who's given Perry Robinson problems. Roth is 33. My apologies on that one. Asari's three ball off the mark and no good, and Roth comes flying in and grabs that rebound. Floater up, no good, and Robinson skies and grabs that rebound. Robinson facing up and splashes that jumper down and good. Perry's been calling for the ball about the last 4 trips down. That's the first time it made it his way. Urson on the season, 7 points. Shoots it at almost 50% from the floor. And you can understand 32, a skilled basketball player. 33 is as well, Roth. And Lumar going to take it right now. Roth going to drive in, and he's going to get fouled. He just put a shoulder down and said, I'm getting to the basket one way or the other. And Jackson Kemp comes up with a foul on that one. 21-16 your score, 8:34 to go right now in the first half. Stormy Petrel women down 5 in the fourth quarter with about 8 minutes to go. First free throw for Roth, up and good. You're going to get Pumpian, James, and Dooley back in the game. Right now, Oglethorpe has 6 players on the floor. All right, both the Kemps have now left the floor. We're down to the prerequisite 5. That's what Dr. James Naismith, when he put the game together, he said 5 on 5. Second free throw off around the front rim, and he hit every piece of the rim and had that one drop in, and it's 21-18. You can see Millsaps has got everybody and their brother around Perry Robinson. That means guys like Uba Zigbo are going to have to do exactly that. And that's step into 3-point shots and knock them in. That's the second one for Uba. And it's back to a 6-point lead. Ugova back in to play the pivot. Urson is out. Wide open three coming, and that's going to be off the front rim and no good for Hogan. And Robinson skies for that rebound, and the Zigbo now going to kind of jog it into the front court, and James will set it back up. Dooley coming to reach. He'll get the ball now. Robinson from the foul line. No hesitation. That jumper's up and good. And a good job there by Malachi Dooley, drawing the defender and then finding Robinson from about 16 feet out, and he knocks it in, and it's back to an 8-point lead for the Stormy Petrels. Pull-up jumper there is going to be off the front rim and no good. Lumar thought he might have got banged on that one, did not get the call. And Oglethorpe on a 5-0 kick. Robinson going to pull it again from the same spot. That one's going to come up short. James battling for it, and Roth snatches it out of there. And Millsaps on the hop, and that's going to be an easy layup and good for TJ Hogan. A little bit of secondary break action there. Gasca got things rolling and found Hogan for the easy layup. And a basket to shot stop that 5-0 run. Robinson going to drive in, kick it back. A Zigbo, another three, and that's just off the mark. Rattled around and no good for Uba. Hogan flying down the other way, and that's back-to-back buckets for number 22, TJ Hogan. And the 5-0 run immediately answered with a 4-0 kick. Dooley almost lost that one. Robinson, another pull-up jumper and good. Perry's found the mid-range game right now. He said, look, I can't get double-teamed all the way at the top of the key, and Perry leads the way with 11. Hogan on the other side with 6, Gasca with 5, and Urson with 4. Gasca coming off the screen, loses that one, and they're going to call a foul on Jordan James for the reach. We'll get a timeout on the floor. The under 8 media timeout. 28-22, Oglethorpe in front in SAA quarterfinal play here on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. .545 to go here in the first half. 28-22, Stormy Petrels in front of the majors of Millsaps College. Again, I mentioned the winner of this will move on to take on the winner of the 2-7 matchup between Rhodes and Birmingham Southern. If Barry and Birmingham Southern both lose, then the next highest seed would be Oglethorpe, potentially could host the remaining 2 games, although most anticipations are the remainder of the tournament will be played at Barry. Gasca has that one go off of his hands. 23, Devin Bass in for the first time for Millsaps. 5:38 to go in what has been a very evenly played first half. We're going to get a foul on Urson with the hold. James going to sub out. 5 team fouls on both teams. Remember, 7 becomes the 1-1. The 10th team. Robinson thought about it. Back outside the Pumpian. Pumpian coming off the screen, and he's going to pump in another three. That's 3 money balls on the day for Dylan Pumpian, shooting the ball with a lot of confidence today. 31-22. Oglethorpe has now extended the lead back to 9. Oglethorpe staying man-to-man, doing a lot of switching, but not really switching off of Aaron Erson. Robinson's going to have to handle that on his own. 4 on the shot clock, 3. Running jumper there by Lumar, who comes up with his own rebound. Gaska fires a 3, no good, and Robinson in the air to get that one over everybody. Dooley going to get a foul called there on number 10, Cameron Lumar. Lumar tried to step in front. Dooley got just around him enough to draw the contact and the foul. 16 foul on the majors. Next one, Oglethorpe will be in the 1-and-1 scenario for the remainder of the half. Devin Harris back in. Coach Ponder barking out instructions. Going to get that to Dooley in the backcourt. Gaska going to pick him up. Robinson going to drive in and lay that one in off the window and good. 33-22 in favor of Oglethorpe. Perry Robinson, 13 points. And a nice back down and up and in there for number 23, Devin Bass. 33-24 with 4:05 to go. Next dead ball will be the under 4 media timeout for those keeping score at home. Well, Zigbo thought about it. Robinson looking. 1-on-1 again with Erson. Swings it to the corner. Zigbo, another open 3. Uba going to have that one just off the mark. Harris with it, coming across on the hop. Gaska thought about a long 3, going to get it underneath to Erson, who bangs into Robinson, used the left hand up and good. Good little hezzy move there where he kind of went back over the opposite shoulder and then shot it with the left hand for the layup. And it's 33-26 as Millsaps battles back into it. Turnover there by Kemp, picked away by Gaska. 3-on-2 opportunity. Dakota going to drive all the way in, does not get the foul, and Robinson comes up with the rebound. Dakota Gaska thought he got fouled there at the call. Robinson driving in, and he is going to get fouled. He is shooting 2 scenario. I want to see who they call this on. It's going to be a foul on 32. When we get back after the break, Perry Robinson will go to the line, shooting 2. Stormy Petrel's up 7 with 3:04 to go here in the quarterfinals of the SAA tournament on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. Robinson will head to the line, shooting 2. Oglethorpe in front, 33-26 on the majors of Millsaps College. TJ Hogan and Aaron Erson leading the way for them. They both have 6 apiece. Dakota Gaska with 5. On the Oglethorpe side, 13 for Robinson. Pumpian with 9. He's hit 3 threes. And a Zigbo with 8. First free throw up and good. Summing in for the first time is going to be number 31, Mac Gorton. He is a 6'7" sophomore out of Madison, Mississippi. So I mentioned Millsaps has definitely got the size advantage. A couple of players at 6'7", a couple at 6'5". Second free throw up and good. 35-26. Gasca going to walk it in front. Phillips backed in, sets the screen. Going to have that one go off of his hands and stolen by Kemp, and Pumpian now going to come back the other way. Dooley from downtown, front rims that one, and rebound going to be taken there by Gorton. So Gorton on the scoreboard with a rebound, and Gasca coming across on the hop, looking for Phillips, and Phillips going to be fouled. Foul going to be on number 22, Mason Kemp, and Phillips will walk to the line shooting 2. Both teams are now in the bonus anyway. Phillips on the year shoots about 66% from the free throw line, 27-41 coming into this one. Averages 10 points a game and comes up empty on the 2 of those. 2:26 to go here in a first half that's seen Oglethorpe lead pretty much throughout. Dooley going to get another wide open 3. This one comes up short. Kemp flies in from the weak side to get the rebound, and now he's going to kick it back to Robinson, and they're going to reset. Kemp's going to get an open 3, and he's going to bury that one. Jackson Kemp with the money ball from the wing. Gets that one because of his hustle work to come down and grab the rebound. Then Robinson found him back on the wing for an open jump. Oglethorpe back up 12. 3 ball from Phillips, and he'll answer right back. Rodney shows that he could step outside. We'll take a timeout on the floor. 1:43 to go. Oglethorpe with a 29 lead on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. (38-29) with 1:40 to go here in the first half. Oglethorpe leading kind of throughout. If you're trying to figure out what's going on with the women's team, they're down 6 at center. 1:08 to go, 65-59. Robinson going to face up. He's going to get double teamed. Skips it across to Dooley. He's going to fly across, skip pass over to Kemp. Thought about the step back 3, swings it to his brother over to Pumpian. And with 0 on the shot clock, no good. Kemp with the rebound. Dooley had the rebound. And it ended up coming down to number 22, TJ Hogan, who thought he got knocked out, which he kind of did, but no call. And I'm trying to see what we're getting here. Is there a technical foul? Is it a 10-second violation? I think they're going to get a 10-second violation. There's 18 on the shot clock. Ball was rebounded. Trying to get clarification here what's happening. Looks like they're going to give a Millsaps. But if there's 18 on the shot clock, that's a 10-second violation. But I don't know if the shot clock ever actually reset. And now they're going to change it to 21. And their head coach is telling Gasca, get in the front court, and he does that, and they get it across before the timeline. So the shot clock was off. That's where the referee had to stop it and figure things out. But we're all taken care of. Rob Reisman go to sub in for some defensive purposes. And they're going to get a good high-low, and Mac Gorton could have laid that one in. But Zigbo got caught in behind Shot clock and game clock have about a 10-second differential, and Philip Ponder going to take a time out. We'll take one with them. 37-1 to go here in the first half. It's 38-31 Oglethorpe in front on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. So here's the way we're looking. 38-31, Oglethorpe has a lead on Millsaps. 37 seconds to go here in the first half. Kind of get you reset where we're at. Millsaps actually shooting better in the first half, 46.5% from the floor. Oglethorpe just 43.8. Difference is Oglethorpe has made 6 threes. Millsaps has only made 2. There's your difference in the ball game. It's pretty much everything else is even. Pumpian trying to get the ball in bounds. Get to a Zigbo who barely catches that one over court. So 20 on the shot clock, 30 on the game clock. Zigbo going to drive in, look for Kemp, who's going to fire a 3, and that's going to be off the front rim and no good. And Gasca skies for the rebound, and Millsaps will have a chance here with the final shot of the first half. Big lead of the game right now has been 12 for Oglethorpe. Gasca's little floater around the rim and good. Oglethorpe, if they hurry, has a chance. He's going to have it. Almost turns it over. Pumpian 2-1 for half quarter and hits the front rim, and that's where we'll come to a close in the first half. Oglethorpe led by as many as 12, but Millsaps has battled back. We'll come back in about 15 minutes. Oglethorpe up front, Pumpian with 9 and a Zigbo with 8. We head back going the opposite direction. And the winner here will move on. All other games in SAA play will get underway in about 10 minutes. James down in the paint, and he's going to rattle that one around for the first basket here in the second half. And it's back to a 7-point lead for Oglethorpe. Gasca thought about it, not going to take that one. Looking around, Lumar's got it. Phillips with a pull-up jumper off the back rim, no good. Dooley gets it. But no numbers for Oglethorpe as Millsaps had all 5 players back. And the Stormy Peaches will have to thought it. Going to swing cross court, a Zigbo for 3. Uba's 3 off the mark, but Jordan James going to fly in and get it. Robinson, who was standing stationary at the top, wanted that one, gets it to Dooley. Dooley's 3 off the mark, no good. Rebound, Pumpian can't come up with it, and Gasca's got it, and Millsaps heading back the other way. Gasca did not start, but played most of the minutes in the first half running point. Looks underneath to Phillips. Phillips going to get it, and Robinson's going to whack that one out of there, but he's going to get the foul. He's raising his hand saying it was me, and they will agree. Robinson going to get the foul, and Phillips will go to the line shooting free throws. First half, Phillips, big man underneath, 2 of 5 from the floor. Hit a 3, but was 0 of 2 from the foul line. First free throw up and good. It's 40-34. Second one up, and that's going to be pure as well. 40-35. Game is played within a 10-point window the entire way. Millsap staying man-to-man. Really shadowing Pumpian, who knocked in 3 threes in the first half. The Zigbo going to battle underneath. Kick it across. Robinson going to get an open 3. Perry's 3 off the mark. But Pumpian comes up with the rebounds. Kind of opposite of the way it normally happens. Normally it's Pumpian shoot the 3. Robinson with the offensive board. And James battles underneath and uses his body and gets that one up and in. And Hope Urson's okay. I think he got hit underneath. Got hit in the chin area, and he's grabbing the chin. That one has to hurt. You get hit up underneath that area. I don't see any blood right now, which is probably a good thing because that takes stitches, but he is definitely grabbing the mouth. I don't know if he hit, can't tell if it was the teeth or under the chin, but either way, 32 is definitely hurt. Now he's fighting trying to get position to get the ball. Phillips going to go right past Pumpian, and that's a size mismatch, and we'll get a timeout on the floor. I think Urson's going to have to come out of the game, but Phillips saw a mismatch, and now Robinson and Phillips talking as they go off the court. But 42-37, your score. Get a timeout. It's going to be a full. Take one with them. 17:57 to go. 42-37 Oglethorpe in front on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. We're back here on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. 37 for Millsaps, 42 for Oglethorpe. Game is getting very contentious as it is lose and your season's over for either one of the ball clubs. Conference tournament play, quarterfinals. James looking for Pumpian coming off the screen. Dylan going to head fake, kick it back to Jordan, swings it out to Dylan, who steps out of bounds. And they're doing a real good job keeping Dylan Pumpian off the open three that he had in the first half. Knocked down his first couple. Referee not happy, saying that the benches and the players on the court need to knock it off. Not sure what was said by the Oglethorpe bench, but Millsaps players coming back, and now Oglethorpe's entire bench gets up and starts clapping. Phillips going to get an offensive foul. Jordan James set him up for that one. And now the student section for Oglethorpe picking it up and going. And Phillips going to be subbed out. Devin Bass going to sub back in. This game, the intensity level, let's just say, has picked up a little bit here in the second half. Gasca now going to draw an offensive foul on Dooley, who discarded with the left hand. And the officials absolutely changing things up here. And that means you got to keep your cool. No matter what side you're on, you got to keep your cool. You're in a lose and go home scenario. Do not want to get a stupid tech on either side. James comes up with a rebound, the miss there by Lumar. Robinson into the front court in a hurry. Down screen, Pumpian can't get the shot off. James going to drive in, scoop it up with the left hand, and it's good. And Jordan James letting everybody know about it as he makes a basket. And it's a now 7-point lead in favor of Oglethorpe. And that's going to be a foul called on a Zigbo. Hogan coming across looking to shoot a pull-up 15-footer. Uba tried to swipe down on it and came up with a foul call. TJ Hogan going to head to the line now, shooting two. Hogan on the year, 80% from the foul line. And that one bounces around and no good. TJ shoots it about 43% from the floor, 28% from downtown, and 80% from the foul line. Second free throw up, and that one's better and good. Roth going to sub back now for Bass. Roth going to have to pick up the assignment of Jordan James. Urson, Garden, Robinson. Pumpian thought about the three. Going to get it to James. Foul line jumper up and no good. Jordan had that one rattle out, and Gasca going to come the other way and walk into a three, and he comes up just front rim on that one, and Zigbo comes up with a rebound. Robinson with it at the top of the key. Skips it across to James. His three ball going to be off the mark and no good. Suddenly, neither team can really make a three. Pumpian flying behind to play defense, leaves it for Roth. Pumpian comes up with a steal, and he just comes in for the rake down on that one, and Dillon going to walk back into it, almost turned it over. A Zigbo from downtown. That three is going to rattle out and no good. Lumar going to go back the other way, and Gasca going to reset the offense. Head coach Michael Prather saying, let's slow this one down just a little bit. A little helter-skelter here in the second half. Neither team really able to take advantage of some openings. Pull-up jumper for Lumar. That's going to be up and good. And you see he's been waiting for that one. Kind of coming off different screen actions where he gets to the elbow area, and Cameron able to step into that one and knock it in, and it's now a 4-point lead. Dooley looking for Robinson. Robinson going to drive in, and they're going to call a blocking foul. Couldn't tell from my angle if he was outside the restricted area or not. Robinson took a tumble to the ground. Roth trying to politic his case, but to no avail. He's going to be sent to the bench. Robinson scooped up by a couple of guys, and we'll take a timeout on the floor. The under-16 media timeout with 14:56 to go. 44-40 your score on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. Perry Robinson heading to the line to shoot two. SAA quarterfinal action. Oglethorpe up 44-40. They have led throughout, hit an early three, and have never trailed. This is the closest it's been since early on in the first half. Robinson's free throw up and good. Perry now with 16 on the game to lead the way for Oglethorpe. On the other side, Rodney Phillips Jr., who has sub back in, leading the way with 9. Second free throw, no good, and Phillips skies for the rebound. Gasca going to walk it in front. Harris has checked in, has number 4, Evan Watson, and Phillips with the and one. Phillips is a load underneath, I'll tell you that much. Don't know if he plays football at all for Millsaps, but probably a guy you'd like to give a set of shoulder pads on as well. Free throw off the mark, no good, and Zigbo comes up with it. So still a 3-point lead for Oglethorpe. They're keeping Perry Robinson outside the key and really looking for him to do some drive action. With Zigbo looking for Dooley coming off the screen. Pumpian now curling around as well. 3-ball has escaped both teams. A Zigbo over to James. He's going to fire a 3 off the mark, no good. Pumpian cannot come up with a rebound. Looks for the reach in the backcourt, loses Gasca. 5-on-4 if they want it. And Watson going to go underneath and lay it in. This is the closest this game has been since the very first shot of the game. 45-44. Oglethorpe was red hot from 3 early on. They're now just 6 of 25 over their last 7. Dooley flies in, and they're going to call an and one as Malachi gets the blow by. Lays it off the window with some soft touch. And he's going to head to the line to shoot one for the old-fashioned three-point play. Both of the Kemp brothers, Perry and Jackson, going to come in. Excuse me, Mason and Jackson. Both going to check in alongside with Perry Robinson, Uba Zigbo, and Malachi Dooley. Dooley's free throw up and good and back to a 4-point lead. Oglethorpe going with a little more size with both the Kemp brothers on the floor. And now Robinson going to have to guard Phillips. Watson bullies his way in and his second basket in a row. Watson has come in on back-to-back possessions, kind of just bullied his way in. Dooley going to drive in, and he's going to get tripped up driving to the basket. It's going to be the fourth team foul on Millsaps. 4 team fouls as well on Oglethorpe. Remember, 7 gets you into the 1-and-1 bonus. 10 goes double bonus. Got to get a wipe up on the floor. Trying to look quickly at some of the other games that may be going on as of right now. The rest of the conference play has just gotten underway. Robinson skies to get that one, and Zigbo going to save a scramble ball. Kemp going to have an open 3, and that one's going to rattle around and out. Thought Jackson was going to drill that one, looked dead on line. We're going to get a traveling scenario on Gasca. Didn't put the ball down fast enough. Feet were moving faster than the ball. And here we are at 48-46. Gasca going to sub out. TJ Hogan going to come back in. Devin Harris now going to move the point. Harris wearing number 11. He's listed as number 1 on Robinson all the way out top. Kemp going to drive in. Swing to his brother. He's going to get it to Dooley. Malachi tries to go with the left, and he's going to draw the foul. So Malachi's aggressiveness has taken over just a little bit. Foul going to be on number 4. That one's on Evan Watson. Excuse me, Nicholas Ugovwa. That's on Ugovwa. Free throw up and good for Dooley. Ugovwa's come in, scored a couple of baskets. On the year, Nicholas averages about 6 points a game, 6.5 points a game on 47% shooting. The first time all day, Oglethorpe's going to go 2-2-1 pressure. Dooley and Kemp in the front, and it looks like they're going to drop back to a 2-3 zone for the first time, and they are. And they will trap out of this. Long 3 on the way and good. And down the hatch for number 10, Cameron Lumar, who bangs it in, and we've got a 1-point game. Kemp from the corner. That 3 is going to be right back, and now we're going back and forth. As Mason bangs that one home, money ball out of the corner pocket. And Oglethorpe, that was one and done on zone defense. Coach Ponder goes, enough of that. We're going to go right back to man-to-man. And Lumar, no problem there. He's just going to drive in off the top screen and knock that one home. 53-51 your score. We got 11:59 to go in the first half, or excuse me, in the game on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. 53-51, a hotly contested quarterfinal game between Millsaps and Oglethorpe. Just what you expected. Two teams were separated by 6 points in the two matchups all year long. Millsaps has never led in the game. Oglethorpe's had it up to 12 at 38-26. Millsaps walling off a little bit. Robinson going to drive down the lane with the left hand. No good, but Uba Zigbo. And Uba just motioned to the bench, get me the ball. Came up with the Lumar misses that one. Comes up with the rebound. They're going to call a foul on Kemp. Jackson with the reach in, but Cameron Lumar, their leading scorer, is starting to take over. 12.8 points a game, and he's really getting after it here in the second half, starting to take over some of the shots. He's got 10, Rodney Phillips with 11, so their two leaders are leading the way. Hogan with 7. I'm going to look under to Urson. Urson now going to flip it over. His left shoulder, no good. Rebounded by Ugova, who gets fouled. Nicholas just battled under there. Came up with the offensive rebound. Urson thought he was going to make one. Had that one kind of rattle out on the little jump hook action. First free throw up and good. 3-point lead for Oglethorpe. Trying to get some updates on some of the other games that are going on. I've been unable to do so far. Second one up and no good. Rhodes actually leads Birmingham Southern 17-15 early on in their quarterfinal game. Oglethorpe would play the winner if they win. Well, the winner of this game would play the winner of that game. Robinson going to fire a 3. If you're going to play off of me that way, he'll just rise up and shoot the 3. Not known as a 3-point shooter is Perry Robinson. Has that ability as there. Great drive by Dakota Gaska. Robinson for the layup, and it's now a 4-point game. If he goes up with the right hand there, that ball gets thrown out of there. Robinson head fakes this time and gets fouled. So this is what happens when you make a 3. The defender has to come running at you. Perry knew that was going to happen. Head faked and picks up the foul. And that will be the 6-team foul. Both teams with 6. Next foul on either side, you go to bonus. Again, the double bonus at the 10th foul. 58-54 in favor of the Stormy Petrels. Exactly what we thought we did out of this game. Zigbo going to have that one swatted out of there by Ugova. And the shot clock, did it not reset? I'm not 100% sure what happened. They did reset the shot. Ball's blocked almost back to center court. Kemp came up with it and was going to fire a 3. I've noticed my tell now for the Kemp brothers, not just the jersey number. Jackson has silver trim goggles on. Mason has black trim goggles, and I've never seen, they don't wear them around campus, so I'll never be able to tell on campus. But without looking at the number now, I can figure that out. I won't remember that 2 minutes from now. And they're going to call a foul on Gaska, who stepped in front. Now Dooley will go to the line for a 1-and-1. Dakota Gaska pleading his case, thinking he had picked up a charge, and that's a bang-bang one. Could have gone either way. Dooley going to get the benefit of the doubt on this one, and he will step to the line and shoot 1-and-1. First one's going to be off the mark and no good, and Lumar comes up with it, and we're heading back the other way. 58-54 the score. Straight up 10 minutes to go here in the game. Winner moves on to take on the winner of Birmingham Southern and Rhodes. We'll keep you updated on that game as it goes. Hogan trying to maneuver his way underneath. 9 on the shot clock. Gaska calling for a high screen. Going to get it. Now going to give a little hezzy move. Get down the lane. The floater's good. Really well done there by Dakota Gaska. Playing off the screen, and now we're back to 2. Robinson up on the top, swings it around to Kemp. Kemp going to drive in, back to Perry. Perry going to rise up and shoot another three, and that's back-to-back threes for Perry Robinson, who looks at the student section and says, I'll give you three more. Now he's got to come down and play defense on the other end. Ugova calling for it against a Zigbo, and he's going to bully his way up and in. And it's 61-58. It's like a heavyweight fight right now. We're going back and forth. See if they leave Robinson open again. They're now going further and further out on Perry, who's hit back-to-back threes. A Zigbo from downtown. He winds up a three, no good. And Ugova comes up with a rebound and taken by Roth. And Majors have a chance to tie this ball game on this trip with a three. Gaskell going to walk into one, and he's going to do it. And we're now tied. First time this game has been even since it was scoreless. About an hour and 20 minutes ago in actual game time. Dooley going to drive in and have that one blocked out of there by Ugova, who on back-to-back trips has come up with blocks and has had a couple of baskets to go in. We'll get a timeout on the floor. Coach Ponder going to take one. See a piece with 13 to go here in the ball game on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. $61 apiece, 8:30. James going to sub back in. Right now, Oglethorpe's only got 4 people on the floor. They literally only have 4 on the floor. James is at the scorer's table waiting to check in. He's now going to allow him to in. I was like, 4 on 5. I don't know that that's going to be illegal. Robinson get the ball. The offense. 17 o'clock. He's going to drive in all the way across. Good catch. It's out of bounds. I say good catch. And he was all the student section. Millsaps led this entire game. Take the lead on this potentially for the time. It's been a second half where Oglethorpe by 5 this one up. Phillips game with a Zigbo. He's going to battle in. He's going to drive in. He's going to be fouled. Zigbo played really solid defense under there. Phillips frustrated as he tried to play through it. Zigbo grabbing his foot. Uba's had some foot issues throughout the year. Looks like he's just recalibrating the shoe, putting that one back on, maybe removing the socks, moving those to the side a little bit. Kemp going to come up and fire a free throw on good. 8 team fouls now on the Majors, 6 on Oglethorpe. Mason Kemp, second free throw up and good. Mason's got both of those going. It's back to 63-61's the score. Urson going to come set a high screen, and it'll be turned over. Poked away by Kemp. A Zigbo heading the other way, going to give it up, and a nice Euro step up and in for Mason Kemp. And it's back to 4. Urson calling for it. Phillips up top. Rodney going to just power his way in. He's going to shoot a little fadeaway jumper, and that's going to be no good. And Zigbo going to track it down. And Uba going to bring it up on his own. Uba gets the rebound. Spinderoni by Ozigbo, who misses, but the layup up and good. And I think Uba struggling to get back. It's a 6-point lead. Lumar going the other way, no good. Phillips, no good. Rebound battle for taken there off the mark, no good. And Dooley going to come away with it. Malachi with the left hand, and he misses, and he's going to be fouled. Helter-skelter action there for about the last 30 seconds. Millsaps had about 4 opportunities at the rim, could not get them to go in. Harris missed the final of the putback opportunities. Dooley sprinting the other way, and he's going to go to the line for 2 and a chance to extend the lead. First free throw hits the front rim, and no good for Malachi. Christian Williams going to check in as Zigbo. Had the great spin move, but just could not elevate enough to get that layup. Phillips going to check out. Dooley's second free throw up and off the mark and no good. And Williams, guys, 1-on-4, grabs the rebound. And no foul call. The ball's just ripped away from Christian. And a wild left-handed jump hook, no good. And Williams comes up with the rebound, and Dooley comes the other way. Millsaps back on defense. Robinson kicks to Williams, and he turns it over. And the layup rattles around and no good. And James comes up with a rebound and a foul called this time on Harris. Hogan not happy at all, saying that should have been offensive goaltending because it looked like Malachi Dooley slapped the backboard, which may have helped that ball spin out, but James going to head the other way. And Oglethorpe now in the double bonus. They'll be shooting 2 the last 6:07 of the game. James misses the free throw. That's 3 straight misses for Oglethorpe. And unfortunately, in some losses earlier this year where they were really close games, free throws became an issue for the Stormy Petrels. Second one rattles around and good. Oglethorpe just 11 of 17 from the line. Millsaps just 7 of 13. So either team look back, if they end up losing this game, is going to say we had our chances on the foul line. Lumar posting, misses. Robinson skies over everybody for the rebound. And Perry now bringing it back on his own. Head down, and he's going to have that one ripped away by Harris. Harris is going to get fouled by Dooley, and Hope Urson is okay. He's still laying down underneath the basket. We got a technical foul. We got a technical foul on Michael Prather. And this referee has had enough. He said, that's enough of this. He said, if I hear it again, I'm going to throw you out of the game. I could not hear what Coach Prather had to say. But this official's been on one. He's been ready to blow the whistle. He yelled at both benches earlier. And Coach Prather came on the floor arguing about a call underneath. Some parents from Millsaps not happy either. Robinson going to go to the line for free throws, and that one's up and good. It's now a 8-point lead for Oglethorpe. I think Harris is going to go to the other end and shoot 2 free throws for Millsaps. He was fouled on the attack anyway. Robinson has that one roll around and out. So a 2 for 6 stretch from the line for Oglethorpe. Evan Harris going to walk to the other side. Shoot some free throws. 5:37 to go. (69-61) your score. Winner of this game moves on in SAA tournament play to play the winner of Birmingham Southern and Rhodes. That game in the first half, Rhodes right now with a 10-point lead on the road, 30-20. You've got a 7-point game here. Free throw off the mark and no good for Harris. And Robinson going to walk it in front. Kind of inverting the offense with Robinson bringing it up and Dooley playing off the ball. Mason going to go with the left around to Perry Robinson. Robinson going to be fouled. And he'll head back to the line. Foul called there on number 11, Devin Harris. The game's gotten a little bit raggedy. A lot of fouls being called. Free throw up and good for Robinson. Perry having himself a game today, as he normally does for Oglethorpe. On the day, Robinson 8 of 11 from the floor. He's got 24 points to go along with 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. He only has 1 foul. He's also hit 2 threes and 7 of 9 from the stripe. 71-62. Oglethorpe on a 10-1 kick right now to take the lead after Millsaps had tied the game at 61. And Urson, that was a really good high-low move there. Hogan drove to the foul line, head fake, got everybody in the air, and he drops it off to Aaron Urson, who lays it in. Under 8 media timeout at 71-64. Oglethorpe in front. We'll pause with him here on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. And we're back on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. Straight up 5 minutes to go here in the second half. SAA quarterfinal action. Oglethorpe 71-64. Stormy Petrels have led throughout. Game was just tied at 61. But Oglethorpe, as I mentioned, now on a 10-3 kick to take the lead. Same lineup on the floor. Kemp, James, Ozigbo, Dooley, and Robinson. Millsaps in sort of a 1-3-1 matchup zone now. Ball almost turned over. Dooley going to walk into a 3 and drill it. And Malachi stands and looks at that one. Ball came off a ricochet, and he stepped right into that 3 with confidence and drains one for a 10-point lead. Jumper from the foul line, and that's good. Lumar, that's really his spot. He's been looking for that spot the entire game and doing a great job hitting from that same spot. Dooley going to walk it around. 4 minutes to go. And they're in some type of hybrid matchup. Kemp going to fire a 3, and he drills it. And back-to-back threes for Oglethorpe. This one from Mason Kemp from outside the top of the key, and it's back to 11. Timeout on the floor. Under 4 media timeout. Oglethorpe 77, Millsaps 66 on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. .352 to go. Gasca back in. Phillips back in. Ugovwa back in. Oglethorpe going to stay with the same 5. And Gasca, that's the second time he is just blown by the defense to lay it in. and cuts it down to 9. Zigbo going to bring it across on the hop. Uba going to drive in with the left hand, spin back, and he's going to be fouled. Man, Cameron Lumar not happy at all. Uba's using the elbow and the off arm. Uba built like he could come off the edge, play a little outside backer for somebody. First free throw up, and that's going to be off the mark and no good. Uba on the year, team's second leading scorer. Shot 79% from the foul line, so normally pretty good, and he drills the second one. It's back to 10. Oglethorpe's got some guys that could shoot free throws. Jackson Kemp, Perry Robinson, Uba Zigbo, Dylan Pumpian, all over 75%. Pumpian at 93%. Phillips uses the body and lays it up and in. And Gaska comes in and drops that one off for Phillips, who barks out that he's got ball, and he'll pick up Robinson coming across. Perry going to get it on the baseline to James. That jumper no good, and the Zigbo comes up with the board. Uba now outside the paint, and they're going to call an offensive foul. Uba limping a little bit as he gets up. Been dealing with a foot injury a lot of the year. 78-70 the score. Good defense there from Lumar. Kind of set that one up on the previous time. He thought Uba had fouled him, so this one he kind of got up underneath the body of Uba. Uba lowered the shoulder and runs him over. Referee got to do a little double duty. Got to come up and clean the glass and clean the floor a little bit. Kemp going to walk up and make sure Gaska has to pick the ball up and doesn't allow precious seconds to come up. High screen from Phillips. That's the second straight time they've run the exact same action. Gaska comes down, gets a high screen from Phillips, and suddenly it's down to 6. Zigbo with it up top. Kemp going to come around the screen, hand it off to James. Jordan going to drive in with the left hand, and he lays it up. Acrobatic shot from Jordan James to play. Phillips with his way in and come up short, and they're going to call a foul on Robinson. Said Robinson came down with the arms. One side of the arena saying yes, the other side saying no. But Phillips going to walk to the line, have a chance to shoot. First free throw up and good. As I mentioned, Phillips on the year shoots 66% from the foul line. Winner of this game moves on to take on Rhodes or Birmingham Southern. Rhodes with a 13-point lead on the road to get that one started. Oglethorpe trying to cling now to a 6-point lead with 2:17 to go. They've led throughout. James almost loses it. Coach Ponder's gone with the same lineup almost most of the second half. Robinson loses it and turns that one over. Euro step opportunity, and that's going to go off the chest of number 22, Hogan. Oglethorpe's led throughout. The game was tied at 61. 19 Oglethorpe's advanced since that point. They got it back to 11. Millsaps has got it back down to 6. We got 1:52 to go. Both teams in the double bonus, so any foul is going to be double bonus, 2 free throws. Now you just don't want to turn the ball over if you're Oglethorpe. Make Millsaps play defense. And Kemp going to get it underneath for the left-handed layup. Really nice backdoor cut by Mason Kemp, and a Zigbo found him for the layup and an 8-point lead. And they're going to call a reach-in foul on Dooley. And as I mentioned, 2 free throws now for both teams. So you just want to be solid on defense either side. Oglethorpe women unfortunately saw their season come to an end today. 68-65, they fell to center. Gaska going to step to the line now, shooting a couple. First free throw up and good. Dakota shoots 78% from the free throw line. So you expect him to step up and usually make two. 82-75. Makes that one. It's a two-possession game. Uba going to walk it up. Gova going to pick him up about half court. And Uba going to get it to Robinson. 20 on the shot clock. 1:15 on the game clock. Not quite in the foul game yet if you're Millsaps. Robinson going to get whacked from behind. And you hope Perry's okay. He landed kind of funny. And he is writhing in pain underneath the baseline area. Grabbing at the left knee and hip area. I think he's got to stretch out a little bit here. Perry going to be helped to his feet by Kemp and a Zigbo. Good sign of sportsmanship there by Nicholas Ugova, who comes over and daps up Perry Robinson. This kid's been going at it now for almost 40 minutes of basketball. 82-76 the score with 1:05 to go. The reason I mentioned you weren't necessarily in a foul scenario, it's just two possessions. If Perry makes one of the two, it becomes a three-possession game, which almost turns into score and foul. Kemp going to come in. Jackson is for a Zigbo. Uba giving everything that he's got. Second one up and good. 84-76 your score. 1:05 to go. Just don't foul. Phillips going to stop and pop three. Off the mark, no good. Ball comes off of Kemp. Tackled in the backcourt. And Jordan going to emphatically walk to the foul line. Always mentioned on these broadcasts, Jordan, you know where the ticker's ticking for him. You always know what kind of mood he's in one way or the other. Just going to let everything kind of on his face show. 84-76, double bonus scenario. He'll shoot two. First one way short, as that one grazed the front rim. Second free throw up, and that was going to go down. 85-76 the score. James makes Gasca pick it up. Harris going to drive into the paint, and they're going to call a reach-in foul. Foul on number 22, Mason Kemp, and Harris going to walk to the line and shoot free throws. So the last thing you want to happen if you're Oglethorpe nursing a 9-point lead is free throws with the ability to score with the clock stopped. First free throw up and good for Devin. Evan Harris knocks that one in. Harris got a couple of points, couple of assists, couple of rebounds. 20 points for Gasca with 6 boards to go along with 7 assists. He's played a great floor game. And it's now 85-78. Pumpian back in for free throws. Robinson to Pumpian. Got to get it across. 3 to get it across, and Robinson runs in the backcourt and calls a timeout. 2 to get it across, probably the right move there. We'll stay with you for a second. 85-78, 2 seconds for Oglethorpe to get the ball into the front court, or it's a 10-second violation. Oglethorpe has led throughout. Millsaps has battled back here in the second half, shooting the ball extremely well, 52% from the floor, but here's the difference. Oglethorpe's hit 11 threes, Millsaps just 4. Oglethorpe's shot the volume, 11 of 32, but just 4 of 11 from the three-point line from Millsaps. Free throws, 18-14 in favor of Oglethorpe. Rebounds, Stormy Petrels have led the way 41-29, including 13-5 on the offensive glass. As I mentioned, they have led throughout. The game has been tied once. It's 61 apiece. Bench points in favor of Millsaps, 42 off the bench to just 18. Fast break points, neither team has scored on a fast break scenario, and Oglethorpe leads the way 12-7 in points off turnovers. The reason I say that, very evenly matched game throughout. Gasca and Phillips, the two leading scorers for Millsaps, your leading scorers for Oglethorpe, Perry Robinson with 27 to go along with 8 boards, Jordan James with 12 to go along with 8 boards, and Uba Zigbo with 11. Mason Kemp also has 13. So a very even matchup outside of Perry Robinson. So remember, not only do you need to get the ball inbounds, you've got to get it into the front court in 2 seconds. And they'll get it across to Dooley. What do they call? Clock is still running. So 13 gets the foul. Clock did run for about 4 or 5 seconds. So we'll see how much they add to the score clock. Reisman going to check in for defensive purposes. James going to check in. I would assume Pumpian and a Zigbo come out. I could be wrong. Dooley's first free throw up and good. It's backed at 8. Pumpian and a Zigbo. They are going to come out. I would think Rob Reisman's going to pick up in the back court. Second free throw down the hatch for Dooley. And as I assumed, Robbie kind of a press on his own. Rob with the long arms. And he reaches in and fouls. The last thing, and Connor just kind of throws his hands to the sky. Just don't want foul. Gaska. Dakota Gaska going to stick to the line. 87-78, 38.6 to go. Loser season comes to an end, moves on to face Birmingham Southern or Rhodes. That game at halftime, Rhodes has a 12.47-35. We'll keep you updated on that as long as we're on the air. Second free throw up. Now as Millsaps full court press. Now Paul almost stole. Gaska knocks that one away. So it's a 6-point game. It's still a 3-possession ball game. But you have to get the ball inbounds. .29 on the shot clock. Oglethorpe just an Uba looking, fires to Dooley. No foul call. Dooley wisely going to back it out, and he'll be fouled by Gaska. He was looking for Pumpian, who could have probably dribbled 4 or 5 more seconds off the clock. Reisman going to check back in at James, and we'll go back to the foul line for Malachi Dooley. Dooley 5 of 8 from the foul line today. First one up and good. Reisman going to check back in. Again, he will probably pick up in the back court, not allow Millsaps to roll the ball into the front court. Dooley's second free throw up and good, and it's 89-80. And there's Reisman in the back court, making Gaska pick up the ball. You just don't want to foul. And we're going to get a foul on Robinson. And you hope number 10 is okay. Cameron Lumar laying on the ground. Robinson sort of head down. Not sure what happened there. But Lumar will go to the line with a chance to cut the lead back down to 7. Time's starting to run out on the majors. Lumar's had a good one. 12 points, 4 rebounds. Just 1 or 2 from the foul line. First free throw up, and that's going to rattle around and off the front of the rim. Uba going to slide inside. You almost wonder if Coach Prather now says, try to miss. Because you're at the point now with 27-1 to go. Second one good. back down to 8. Millsaps going to have to go for an immediate steal. They get it into a Zigbo. Uba being trapped. Going to get it across, and it is stolen. And then Uba steals it back. The look underneath. Robinson with the two-hand jam, and that's going to probably be the dagger. 91-81. 10 seconds to go. 3 ball on the way. No good. Rebound tip. Not going to be good. And Pumpian going to hold on to it in the backcourt. And Oglethorpe going to move on to the semifinals of SAA play. And it was Perry Robinson's show today. Perry with the emphatic dunk to end it. He finishes with 29 points.